job from Browring Developments. Now, because a lot of you don't know me or know exactly what I do, I thought I'd sort of start from the beginning and give you an idea of what my career path has been and what I actually do, etc. So when I left school, I went as an apprentice electrician. So I'd done 5 years as an apprentice, come out at 21 and went self-employed. I've been self-employed ever since. So I used to do jobbing with different companies, working in various places. So I've done quite a bit. I worked at Heathrow Airport on cargo side for about 6 years, learning about different things and dealing with everyday issues that arise for planes coming in and taking the cargo off, and something didn't work, so we had to deal with that. So then I went, I was working, I used to live at Gidea Park, and my neighbour was the secretary of a company around the corner. They was called the London Coat Hanger Company, and I made all coat hangers for posh hotels. And I was doing a little bit of electrical work in one of the offices, got a call to speak to the boss, and he said to me, "We own a lot of property in London and it's about time it got refurbished. Can you do it?" So I never sort of say no, so I said, "Yeah, no problem at all, I can do that." Well, luckily enough, I had some friends that were carpenter, bricklayer, various things, plumber, etc. So that's how Browring Developments started in 1990. We worked in the West End for about 10 years, dealing with various properties in the West End, my name just got passed around. I didn't have to advertise. Once you got into a situation in the West End, it was just off of Oxford Street, and people talk, they see your vans around, and they just assume that you obviously do a good job. And we used to get work all the time from there. Worked with quite a few people. I think one of my best jobs that we ever got is I was doing the job for the actual landlord, who I just spoke about, and a guy come in, he said, can I speak to the guy involved? So it was me. He said, "I want to rent this place, but I don't want it how you're doing it." He said, "I'm an architect by trade." He said, "So if I spoke to your boss," and I gave him the number, and from there, he come in and he redesigned what we was doing, so we got paid to do that. But after that, I ended up doing another 3 jobs for him in the West End, which were bigger every time, and sometimes we'd be on a job for him for about 3 or 4 months. So it was really good. Then we came to 2007 when the crash came. So we was doing a lot of work for big companies. We'd done a lot of work for a Sky TV company in Liverpool. We'd done a lot of work for, I don't know if you remember, you might not know, Pathé News used to be on the cinemas when you went into, Pathé News. So we'd done a lot of work for them. But in 2007, the crunch came. They shut all their doors because they couldn't spend any money. So we had to come out of London, and that's where we started in the home counties, as it were, Essex more, and dealing with more everyday people really in their homes, refurbing their houses, and carrying on like that. So I employed guys from there, being self-employed, and we've done a lot of projects all around the outskirts of London and then more into Essex, because I just got fed up with going into London and having to pay colossal amounts of money to park your van, congestion charge, etc., etc. So, and getting up at unearthly hours in the morning to be there. So we carried on that respect, and going around Essex and area and various things. And thank goodness to Nexus that I got probably one of the, or 2 big jobs out of it, and probably total, I think I'm totaling up now at the moment. I've done another large job this year, and I've got the highest referral, which was £85,000. So, that's nothing to be sniffed at, and that was from one of the people in Nexus. The other 2 jobs we got was slightly smaller, but still great, and they was all in the Chelmsford area. So, so we go on to now what I do. So the refurbishment side of it is what we do is we deal with any refurbishment on a property. So that could be as little as just tightening up a kitchen. We've done in the past in Finchley, customer there had an oak kitchen that they didn't really want to rip out, had marble worktops and everything. So what we decided to do is respray all the units. So it was a tricky job, but it came out absolutely fantastic in the end. And we had some electrical work to do there and bits and pieces of building work. So that saved the customer so much money on trying to take out and changing the whole of this kitchen, because this kitchen probably in the day cost £30,000. And so for us to just spend, I think we spent about 12,000 doing everything, that is, not just spraying the kitchen, various other things. That cost effective to them, because now they've got a brand new kitchen, up-to-date colours, completely retiled, etc., and different things. So that worked really well. We deal with bathrooms, and we've got roofers that deal with our roofs, and plumbers, etc., and carpenters and that. So we can deal with virtually anything that someone throws at us. Even if they said to us, you know, we need to lay a carpet after we've finished, we can speak to people that deal with that for us, and they come in and lay carpets and deal with it. So we do from the top to the bottom, dealing with all aspects of things. We built an extension for someone in Finchleyfield as well, which was an addition to their house. They had a Grade 2 listed house. Part of it was thatch, part of it was slate, and architects designed a proper gable type of extension, and was a vaulted ceiling, and it all had all oak beams. So we'd done that from scratch, and got our joiner then to make the beams, where we had to get them in and build everything around that, and that came out fantastic. We had underfloor heating, we had bifold doors, and the customers was very, very happy with it, you know. And that customer went on to move, and then we'd done new work in their existing house. Same again, a listed building. We've done various things in there, but one of the things we did do, which was very interesting, they had listed buildings and old cottages upstairs, sometimes are very small, and they're apex of a roof, so you know you can't always get nooks and crannies, and they needed a toilet up there, toilet and basin, because it's several rooms, and you'd had to go through another bedroom to get to the main bathroom. So we worked out a way that we could do it. Luckily the soil pipe was just outside the back door, outside the window, and we put in a little room there, nothing massive, but we matched it. It had all beams on the ceiling, beams on the wall, and we managed to source some timber that was aged and same width and thickness of what existing was there. So when we finished it, it looked like it had been there forever. So it was original, so if someone went in there, oh yeah, no problem at all, they wouldn't know that was extended just recently. So everybody was very happy. Yeah, I think it was last Christmas we done that, so our family come in, and it was brilliant. No one had to keep walking through different rooms to go to a bathroom, so that was one of the things we'd done. Moving on, we've dealt with West Hanningfield. We'd done a job there. Unfortunately, that one didn't go to plan. I mean, it doesn't always go to plan. We had a remit with an old lady there that she sold a big house for, I don't know, 1.2 million or something, and bought this cottage. And I often say in my other 10 minutes on Zoom that if you're buying a property, make sure you get a survey, and make sure you get a good survey. So I'll briefly quickly tell you what happened here. This lady sees this cottage, and she gets a survey, but doesn't take any notice of it. And at the bottom of the survey, it basically said, do not buy this house. This is what happened. We investigated. We was going there to put a lift on the outside of the house because she had arthritis. There were so many stairs in this house. Why would you buy a house with so many awkward nooks and crannies? So that was one thing. As we're testing and sorting things out to put this lift in on the outside, we noticed certain things on the outside of the walls that wasn't quite right. So we'd done some investigation. Long story short, we had to take the building down. And because I could not give her a date, because this was last November we first see it, we was there in April. She wanted to give me, to tell me how long everything would take. So I wrote out a list on what it would take. She wanted to move in November just gone. We said, it's no chance of doing that. You're looking at April. She took us off the job and said, oh, right, okay, you're not on the job. Fair enough, we got paid, that's it, up to you. The state of that house now, we managed to take it halfway down. that is now completely taken down, and there's massive big diggers in there, and it's now just beginning of December and she's still not in the house. So there you go. You can't win them all, and I can only give the best advice I can to you, to sort of, I've done these things and I know, and if you don't take that advice, I can't help you anything else. But I do try my best, so if there's any questions, I'll take some questions.